So I've been staying at my friend's place since I got to Denver for about 2 weeks. And it has been really, really amazing just to have this place to transition from off the road to and just to a new environment. You know, sometimes it takes a little while to adjust, even if it's in your own country or, you know, a couple of states over. So it's just nice to kind of rest and relax here. And so I started thinking, oh, well, I'll make some videos here in Denver. And then I realized kind of just how much there is to show you, and that this can't really be done in one video. That it's too cool of a city and way too much to offer. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to have you come along and explore the west side. And then later I'm going to do one that's maybe more like central Denver, downtown and things like that. And then finish off with South Denver. So come along and let's see what we can go find. Come on. Right off the interstate here is the first place I wanted to show you, called Morrison. And it's really cute. It kind of has a little bit of small town charm to it. And so I thought this was a good place to start for the west side of Denver. Coming around this corner right here, this is literally 1 minute from the highway where we just were, is the little town of Morrison. So they have it kind of little pretty ambiance right here. The flowers and stuff like that. It's a little bit dark. The sun isn't quite up yet. But yeah, welcome to Morrison. We'll drive through for a sec so you can just get a quick overview, and then we'll get out and walk around. Behind all of the shops, the bars, restaurants, and cafes and stuff that's here in Morrison is a path that's right behind me. And it really creates kind of a nice ambiance. As you can see, it's shaded. So when the sun is up, it provides a little extra protection against the sun and from the heat and stuff. And then also over here is something really nice you might be able to hear. So they definitely provide a little bit of ambiance and nature along this path. So you can definitely walk through town as normal on the sidewalks and stuff they have there. But I thought this was just a little bit something special. Just outside of Morrison here is the road to a place that is very, very special. It is one of the most, if not the most unique concert venues in the world, and it's called Red Rocks. And hopefully I can get a good view from the street. You can start to see it a little bit. So there it is in all of its beauty. And so that is the first glimpse of beautiful, beautiful Red Rocks. And I brought a friend up here one time from Germany, and I was so excited to show him, just how beautiful this place is. And on a typical summer, they have the mornings until probably about 2 o'clock are open, and people can come and use the amphitheater. But then after that, if there's a concert that night, which almost every night during the summer there is, or some kind of event, then they close it for sound check and for the band to come and set up and stuff like that. And I think we got there about an hour after that, and I was so bummed because, you know, he was from Germany, and I kind of just totally forgot about how to plan that and everything. So, yeah. I told him he'd have to come back and we'd have to try again for that. At the top up here, I actually had to come up here early, about 5 minutes ago, because the air is so thin. Coming up all these massive stairs takes a lot out of you. But this is the first view of the amphitheater here. These rocks are massive, aren't they? And then see if you can see the downtown area there in the distance. A little bit hazy today. So typically I try to look each summer, or in the spring for the summer, of each year to see what concerts are coming out. And this year I looked around maybe February and I saw that a new band that I recently found and really enjoyed was going to be performing here in August. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's going to be so great. It'd be so fun because concerts here are just incredible, being in the open air and everything. And then the virus broke out. I was like, oh, by August they'll have something figured out. It won't be a problem. And then I think it was maybe like a month later, I happened to see another musician was going to be here, and the tickets were already half price because they knew the sales were going to be going down. So I went ahead and jumped on that. I was so excited. And then as the season kind of got closer and closer, more and more groups were postponing, and finally they did. Both of them had to postpone to next year. So I'll be coming back here next year to see both of them. But in addition to really great concerts, they also do what they call Movie on the Rocks. And I think it's on Wednesdays. They do typically an older movie. It may not be old as in 1950s, but something that families can come to and people know and love. And that's really, really fun. But you do have to wait until the sun goes down, which is already really late. And then you drive back, because most people don't live over here near the Morrison area. But the other thing that they do is called Yoga on the Rocks, and it's really funny because typically when people go off to like university, we have something here called the Freshman 15, where people gain 15 pounds their first year, and it's just kind of a known fact. That's just what happens when you're on your own. And so I saw something and it said, have you gained Corona 15 from the lockdown? If so, come here. And that's the only thing they are allowing as far as an event, because you can just separate, you know, pretty easily here. And they only do those on the weekends. So that is the one thing that they do have going on. And other than that, I think they'll just have to resume everything next summer, hopefully. So one thing I did want to show you though is how crazy it is when people work out here. The air is already really, really thin, even just standing here. But then to do exercise on top of that, it's really, really intense. So I'm actually going to walk down that direction, not this way, because I wouldn't be able to film if I'm going up, but I still want to just kind of show you how big this place is. So one sec. Okay, I decided not to be a wimp, so I actually walked down the stairs, and I'm going to walk back up them and let you see how out of breath I am at the end of it. So I just kind of wanted to show the view real quick from down here. And you can only imagine what this is like for musicians to see, you know, thousands of people here and this big, beautiful sky above and the rocks beside them and stuff. I've heard a lot of musicians say that this is just one of their favorite places in the whole world to do a concert. So, okay, I'm gonna be brave and go do the stairs. Okay, I did it. I counted how many steps I took just to kind of distract myself, and it was, I think it was 152. So you can see it's a little bit of a hike with low altitude, or was it high altitude? High altitude, low oxygen. And I'm not someone who just sits on a couch all day long. pretty fit, but if you are looking for some kind of fitness program, feel free to come here and test this out yourself. Just up the road here from Morrison is another cute town called Golden, and it is a part of the gold rush that happened here in the, I think it was 1800s, I'm not sure the years. And so people would come out here looking for gold, and even to this day there are museums and things like that where you can get a little pan and go see if you can find gold for yourself. Another thing that Golden is known for is a really smart school called School of Mines, and it is science and engineering with kind of a focus on, I think they said, earth, energy, and environment. So when I was not studying too far from here in Lakewood, and someone would say, oh yeah, we go to School of Mines, we're like, oh, you're really smart. And that's just what they're known for. Hardly any women go there, it's mainly all guys. But regardless, the little town of Golden is worth visiting, so let's go check it out. So while I've been to Golden before, I don't think I've ever really walked around and kind of just enjoyed being a tourist here. So it's been fun just kind of being here in the early morning when there's not too many people, it's not too hot. And one of the things that I actually found is this thing right behind me called a history park. And you can see kind of this cabin behind me here. And they have a couple of other cool buildings and stuff. They're not, yeah, cabins, and I'm not sure the story yet kind of behind it, but I thought that this would be closed and I'd have to pay for it. But there are several openings in the fence all along the little park here. So it looks like you can just kind of walk through, and actually this little window behind me I was even able to peek in, and they have it decorated in, I'm not sure if it's 1700s or 1800s, bedroom, kitchen and things like that inside there. So this is really, really cute, and I'm really glad I found it, and I'm off to explore a little bit more. That Golden does really well is they have a lot of statues and stuff here to kind of explain the history of Golden and people that were important to the area, as well as just ideas. There was one that I did that was a little girl and her brother reading. It was outside the library. They have some other things that are really cool. This guy right here is actually Adolf Coors Sr., and he is the one that created Coors Brewing. So he's definitely an important guy here in Golden. Well worth having a statue of him. If you're going to have a cafe, you can't go really wrong with having a cool stone building like this. I love all these little outside areas that are popping up to accommodate the social distancing and not having people inside. For Americans, we don't have tons and tons of outdoor seating. It can be a little bit hit or miss, but to see all these little picnic tables and stuff kind of popping up, you can see it on both sides over there. I love this. It's just really fun. I hope they continue it even in the cooler months. So I am finishing up my walking tour of Golden, and I must say that I like Golden a little bit better than Morrison, but shh, don't tell anyone. I wanted to show real quick this big behemoth behind me. I can't zoom in unfortunately from here, but maybe you can see the lettering on the building back there. That's the Coors Brewery factory, and as you see, it's just massive. And during the normal time, outside of Corona days, you can actually schedule a tour and walk through and see how they do everything. So if you're interested, definitely do that. I haven't done it yet. I've heard it's really good from friends though, and it isn't just one type of beer, but kind of several different ones they have in their line. So if you want to ever come check that out, definitely do. This is kind of bizarre because this reminds me of being in the UK, where you do a roundabout from the left side over here. There technically isn't a right side, this is a one-way street, but it just feels really different to do this in the States. Rather than go to the right, you pull in this direction over to the left. I went to take a video and I kept hearing the street sweepers go by, and I thought, oh, I'll just jump in the back where it's a little bit quieter. But I am in downtown Littleton right now, which is kind of like Morrison and Golden that are also here on the west side. But the one thing that makes this one a little bit different is that it actually is inside the city limits, if you will, whereas the other ones are right outside. And then this does have our train system that runs locally here in Denver. It's called the light rail, and there's a station that's here. And so that does make Littleton a lot more accessible than the other ones. But other than that, they all have a lot of charm and cuteness and really easy to walk around. So I will show you what's here. So the pub that's right behind me here, I thought, oh, that's so cute. And then I saw this little house that's right beside it over here, and I thought, oh my gosh, that would be so annoying to have that there. And then I realized that it's actually a part of the pub, and they have some outside seating, and it kind of feels like you're sitting at home, which I thought was actually really cute. I was walking back through this little park when I saw this, and then even more so, I saw the American flag and the Australian flag, and I thought, what is this? And it looks like these two guys, the one on the left is, I guess, the American, and the one on the right is the guy from Australia. They kind of had some kind of friendship and made Littleton here the sister city of Bega, New South Wales, Australia. And this is actually Bega, if I'm saying that correctly, Park. And then you look over here and there's a big cool map of the world. So I haven't been through this little park before. I thought this was really cool. And there is Bega, Australia. There we are, Littleton. So yeah, this was just really cute and I thought was worth showing. Whether this is because of the virus or not, unfortunately, we're having more and more stores closing lately just because they can't afford to stay open without people coming in and without employees to work there. Well, I'm not a chocolate person. I know many, many people would love to have a chocolate therapist on hand. So if you're looking for one, we found you one.